CJ, what up, bro? Salute, salute, salute. One time for the room. I had to open up the garage. I know it's late, and I know it's Saturday, and I know it looks like the prelude to Noah's Ark out there. Check the title, bro. I just want to talk about this 38 Spesh Jadakiss situation. Salute and love, everybody. Salute and love. Thank y'all for pulling up. Oh, D Powerful. Respect, King. Thank you. One time for the garage. Brothers and sisters, mothers and misters, bunions and blisters, I'd like to welcome you to the garage, home of the worldwide mechanics. I'm your lead mechanic, Mike Rashawn. As always, hit the likes, hit the hype, hit the sub. That's the fastest way to show your boy love. In the meantime, in between time, get on in here. Get your tool belt, get your coveralls. Let's get this thing on the rack and see where we at. Um, I don't like. Yes, I heard Kiss's verse on Aroma. Let me just get this out the way, and then we can get into the back and forth. I do not like the fact that people are trying to twist this from honest hip hop competition to some kind of beef. This is not a beef. At least it's not now. It may turn into that if the knuckleheads prevail. All I saw was a call out, which is very different from a diss. I didn't see 38 diss Jada anywhere, but people are under the impression that calling an MC out, saying that, yo, you got to come outside, you got to come see me, you ducking, you this, you that, they're seeing that as a diss. Now, if Jada were to take that personal, this is the slippery slope. If Jada were to take it personal, that someone is insinuating that he's hiding, that he's ducking a challenge. That's for Jada to say. And if Jada decided to take it that way, I'd be surprised, but he'd be in his right to feel that way. But people are really going out of their way as if a mention of Jadakiss means that you're disrespecting him. And what I want to point out to those people, what I really want them to pay attention to, real quick, Jada is on record, as saying that on the song between the song that him with Benny the Butcher and 38 Spesh. Jada's on record saying that 38 Spesh had the best verse. That qualifies 38 to then say, well, then come on and get your lick back. If I had the best verse on this specific track, come get your lick back. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Come get your lick back, right? And that's not an insult. That's not a diss. So all of this, like, how dare you say Jada's name, keep Jada's name out your mouth? Like, how dare you with all this? Yo, bro, you missed it. Just say you missed it. When one of the goats tells you that a song that he was on, and Jada is hands down a goat. There's no getting past that. Just $20 super chat. Now I'm writing this down because if I'm not mistaken, as of that super chat right there, I am now officially 1,400 to my goal. 1,400, that I am officially 1,400 to the goal. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna go back and have a look at it. But my goal is now officially 1,400 off the strength of just dropping that super chat. So one time for just, aka Scrooge McDuck, because of how she do things in here. Um, we're getting to it. Yeah, no, thank you, just thank you. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. More people are jumping in. Nino Man and someone named Double Green. Yeah, it's all snowballing because people are gonna want to capitalize on the moment that they can get some attention from. I'm not even mad at it. I'm not even dissing that. I completely get that. But I want to stick when we start talking about the root. We start talking about the root of this whole thing. Please stop with this. All beef can't be addressed. All call outs can't be addressed every time somebody shouts you out to come get on the track with them. All of those can't be stamped and approved and reacted to. That's out of the question. There are definitely levels to this. And what I'm telling y'all is, had this situation not happened where Jada said Spesh got the best verse, I was on that. He could have said Benny. He could have said him. He kept it a buck. Spesh got the best verse. Had that situation never have happened, I'd be telling you that Spesh is bugging for telling Jadakiss to come outside. That's random. You're bugging. I'd be saying that. But that's not what happened. Jadakiss told this man, you got the best verse. That right there, there's this saying, I don't know how many of y'all got old black grandparents that went to church a lot, but if you do, you may have heard them say, God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. Long story short, when the God says, hey, this guy, you instantly, those are your credentials. Jadakiss is one of those people whose name alone equals credentials. That's why people want him on the track. That's why people want to rap with him. That's why somebody like Nino Man would have Jada as a big homie, because Jada's one of those dudes whose stamps hold weight, a lot of weight in a lot of different circles in this thing, industry circles, cultural circles, the streets. Jada's stamp is very heavy, and every stamp ain't the same. But Jada's stamp, a bitch weigh a ton. Which is why asking him to come out on a record, even if you playfully doing it, Jada's, I think he's ducking me. I think you don't, even in that context, I understand the risk. It's a Jadakiss stamp, and he just stamped you. He literally just said, you got the best verse. That's a qualifying comment from one of the few dudes in this rap thing who can qualify somebody. I don't even do the street thing. And if Jadakiss qualified me, my chest is out. Simeon style. Like I'm outside. That dude said it, bro. Bro. What I'm saying is, it wasn't a call out rooted in disrespect. I didn't see it that way. I didn't. I could lie, but I'd be lying. I didn't see this as a disrespectful call out. Yeah, this dude ain't shit. If anything, the whole call out seems to be rooted in the utmost respect. Like, bro, come outside. Are you ducking me or not? Because you're Jadakiss. I don't see Spesh doing this with just anybody. He's literally doing this to one of the OGs of his lane. This is the lane Spesh is in. Jadakiss is one of those dudes who open those doors to talk like this. Slick street talk. D Powerful, I'm with you. I think Jadakiss would be proud too. And he gave him a little light tap with that Aroma record. Like, we talking about a verse or we talking about a career. Okay. 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 Now, we can wait for Spesh's response to that specific record, right? I think the biggest hiccup for most people was Spesh going on Bag Fuel. Shout out to Bag Fuel, SO Heineken Space Ghost. Going over to Bag Fuel and rashing the way he did when he felt like people were taking shots at him. He didn't. If I had the chance to get in Spesh's ear before this whole thing popped off, I would have walked. Hey, bro. I don't know if you know this, but Jadakiss is notorious for not doing features with dudes. He doesn't. He's notorious for everybody knows it. The dude who's sitting on the podcast with him right now tells a story about when has story has been on record about trying to get a hold of Jada to do a verse or to do a feature. So don't take it personal. It's not because it's you, it's because it's him. This is how he is with everybody. I would have loved to have been able to tell him that, and maybe it would have took some of the edge off of the rejection. Because you hear Spesh tell the story, he even offered bread. It's not like he was asking for it off the arm. He put money on it. Hey, I want to pay you for your time. I want to pay you for a verse. And no contact when there's no contact back. And I'm gonna ask this question. My next goal is to get 38 back in the chair and legit ask him how this situation unfolded when it was all said and done. If it was Chaz Brown, you're not hearing me. I didn't say Jadakiss doesn't do features. I said he's notoriously difficult to get for a feature. What he gets on, he destroys. Whatever he gets on, he destroys. But that's not the question. Jada talked about how difficult it was to get. Excuse me, Fat Joe talked about how difficult it was to get Jada on a feed. I personally, I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've reached out to see if I can get something done, and not on my behalf, on behalf of somebody else at that same. Whoa, just. I gotta stop everything. I gotta stop everything. Super chat from just $200 super chat. I am now 1,200 off my goal, off the strength of Just McDuck pulling up here and flexing on everybody the way she does. I am now 1,200 off. Thank you again. Thank you again. Thank you again. I'm getting choked up. Thank you again. Like again, for those of y'all who don't know, just let me put this out here. Yeah, Chaz, I say, I'm telling you, she's fucking incredible. What Just is doing, I won't tell you why. Just is supporting the channel, but I want y'all to know, everybody watching, every dollar I get from this channel goes back into this channel. So I did some calculations. I added some numbers up to figure out what kind of stuff I would need to like really get busy and turn this channel into something different. And the goal was originally 1,500, and thanks to a big part, thanks in a big part from Just and a handful of other people who have really been supporting the channel, my goal is now 1,200. I went from 1,500 to 1,200 off the strength of how it's going down in here. So salute to the room. Every penny I get from this channel goes back into this channel. No bullshit. Once I see this $1,200 goal eaten up, I'm back in. Like, you're gonna see some real moves happening around here. So just know, shout out to just, and everybody. Say what again, mother? Everybody who supports the channel. Salute and love to all y'all. Thank you so much. No bullshit, no cap. Take your take. What goes on over mine? Yeah, no. So channel is pretty dope already though. Thank you, sugar. But you know what I mean. I wanna advance it. You know, you get a microphone, get a. You'll see. I already got the list made up of what I'm gonna get, and by the time I get done, you will never complain about the audio again. You will never. Yeah, I'll be able to bring y'all up. We're really gonna turn this into something different. So just understand, I got plans, and I'm reinvesting into this so we can have a better dialogue and communicate better. Shout out to D Powerful for the tool jewels. Salute, King. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for everybody who supports the channel. Hit the likes, hit the subs. That's the way to show your boy love. And hit that hype button. For smaller channels like mine, that's a big deal. Doing the research, that's a big deal. So hit the hype button, but definitely hit the likes so I can get in the algorithm a little healthier. If you dig hip hop talk, we try to stay away from the shenanigans. I'm not gonna hold you though. This whole situation has me deeply intrigued because we're not it's bars mixed with shenanigans, and I just kind of want the bars to be what we really focus on, and I want the shenanigans to be in second place. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's about either. Sugar, I can't call that either. But as long as you keep riding the way you riding, everything's gonna be fine. I thank all of y'all. Thank everybody for supporting the channel. Yes, but I think people are conflating the issue, and it doesn't make it any. Back to the 38 talk. It does not make it any better that other people and other voices are getting involved. Like Smoke. Excuse me, Chunk Bizza and Nino Man, Jada's dude, Nino Man, and you know Jim Jones with the stuff he's saying, and you open the door for somebody like Jim. We all know, everybody knows how Jim Jones give it up. We all know what he's gonna do. Jim is gonna jump in. Jim is gonna capitalize on any kind of promotion that is available. He's gonna find a way to capitalize on whatever situation. Yeah. So he mentions his name come up. It's almost like the best thing to do when it comes to Jim is just ignore him. Just act like he didn't say nothing. Because if you show him any kind of attention, he's going to do his best to capitalize, aka monopolize the situation. He's not gonna leave it alone. Wait a minute. Ho. B74's birthday. Sugar, it's your birthday? It's your birthday. Yo! Oh, stop everything. Stop everything. Rounds of applause and tools in the. Oh, Monday. Okay, well, you know what? I'm pulling back around on Monday. No problem. No problem. No problem. We're going to pull back on Monday and we're going to get it. Now, I see you. I see you, B. You got it. You got it. We're going to pull back around on Monday, but we doing that birthday shout. Now I got to be on for Monday. We going to get that birthday shout in. Just know. We doing that. And Chaz, okay. Okay, both of y'all make it a point to pull up so we can salute you properly on this channel. But one time for the early birthdays. Yeah, salute. 38 creating a disturbing hip hop beat. Hate T gang. I don't he's not though. He's we I want us to get to a place in hip hop where a call out from somebody from somebody credentialed, from somebody worthy can be done without it being seen as disrespect or beef. All I would have expected, perfect world, here's what happens. 38 says, yo, Jada, if you think I had the best verse, please pull up and let's get it popping. Let's do it again. Come get your lick back. Let's get it cracking. Jada throws his shot at Aroma. 38 responds with something, not including anybody else because nobody else jumps in. And then eventually, within say a week or two, maybe less than that, we get an Alchemist produced, a Just Blaze produced, a Primo produced banger, Knots banger with 38 and Jada just going for it. And we see who the better man is. Perfect. Perfect response to a call out. Let's me and you get on the track and let's see what you're made of. Let's see who's the better man for the night. You know what I mean? That's all we need. That's all you need. All of this Where I see it going, and people jumping in and trying to turn it into something else, and they starting to throw insults at Spesh, and you smell like this, and who gains more out of this though? 38 gains a ton, and Jada really doesn't. No, Chaz, we gain the most out of it. The audience gain the most out of it, and I think that's what MCs need to keep in mind first and foremost. We gain the most. We get music from two very sharp minds getting busy over a track. We gain the most. And we need to stop looking at this like, well, again, it has to come from somebody qualified. It has to come well, Chaz, if you knew I was gonna say that, then why did you ask the question? Like, of course I'm gonna say that, bro. It's the obvious answer. We would gain the most. And here's the other thing. You don't get to there comes a time when you don't get to rest on your laurels. There comes a time when every artist is going to eventually have to come outside for something. You don't get to just rest on your reputation. That's not a thing. Success is not purchased, it's rented. And the rent comes due. Eventually, why do you think Jay get out here and do these freestyles every once and again? He's letting you know, yo, bro, I still got it. I'm still nice. I think Spesh is looking at it as I don't think he's looking at it as a fan thing. I think he's looking at it as a man thing. It's different for him because he's in the mix. It's I don't expect Spesh, Jada, or even Jim Jones to have the perspective that those of us who are are us observers have. I don't expect any of them to look at it that way. They have I hate to say this, but they have brands to protect, they have reputations to uphold, and they have bars that they need to well, not they have bars to deliver and bars to maintain. You got to keep that status high. So no, they're not looking at it as far as like what the fans are going to gain. They have other things to focus on. Rightfully so. I'm not even mad at it. However, those of us who get to sit and watch the screen and turn the volume up on our speakers, plug in the amp, charge that JBL joint. Like those of us who get to do that, bro, we're gonna benefit. And we should be happy to benefit from stuff like this. But all this other shit, the insults and well, Chaz, I think it's too late for that. Like again, Jimmy, ah, appreciate you, sugar. I'm telling you, t-shirt God right there with the hoodie God. I got joints back in here. These this wardrobe is official. The stuff I like, I really like. So the stuff I like, I get. I don't do a lot of anyway. Yeah, see now you got me talking about drip. The same thing that Jimmy was talking about when the whole conversation is about bars. Jim start talking about clothes and money. And thankfully I feel like we're entering an era of the culture where hiding behind clothes, money, and sales is no longer acceptable. B, get out of here. Get out of here. No longer acceptable to start mentioning money when somebody talks about bars. To mention drip when somebody talks about bars. Those days got to be over. Those days, and thankfully, I think we're here now. I think we've now reached a place where somebody say bars and you start talking about you ain't got enough money to even address me. Especially since that addressing is a response. Like you can't act like you didn't throw the first subliminal shot. It's not even subliminal. You can't act like you didn't throw the first shot. You threw the first shot, so now I'm replying back to you, and it turns into you ain't got enough money to address me. I'ma spare you. And that's the other part of this thing I don't like. I'm gonna get I told my young boy I'm gonna give him a deal if he bites you, bro. That's awful. That's awful. If he's nice, sign him. Don't dangle a carrot. That's awful. And he challenged you. He didn't challenge you. He said you don't have the bars. He said you are not qualified to be in this conversation. He said don't have you don't have the testicular fortitude to come over here and talk with us who are about lyrics and wordsmanship. You don't qualify for this conversation. And the worst thing you could do in that situation, instead of proving him wrong, you went and got somebody else to do it for you. You kind of proved them right. Like, bro, like, are you kidding? Yo, you pussy, you can't fight. Oh word, oh word. I'm a hire security to come over here and shoot the fair one with you. Wait, wait, wait. That kind of looks like you can't fight. It's almost even not worth fighting the security guard if my point was you can't fight. I said you can't fight. I don't know if the security guard can fight or not. I said you can't. And your first instinct was to go get somebody to fight for you. If I'm 38, I leave it alone right there. Like, bro, you just completely made my point. Thank you so much for proving me correct. You can't fight. And you decided to show me that you can't fight by calling in somebody else to fight for you. You can't fight. This conversation is over. My point hasn't been proven. Shout out to Godspeed for the jewels. Shout out to Respect King. Thank you so much, 10 jewels. Thank you for everybody who's supporting the channel. Hit the likes, hit the hype, hit the sub. That's the way to show your boy love. I appreciate all these super chats. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It's no bag talk, not Jadakiss. Yes, Jada, but I'm talking about Jim Jones. Right in the section you stepped in. I'm talking about Jim Jones. Jim Jones is saying he's going to get his boy Chunk Bizza, talking about I'm gonna offer you a deal if you come over here and handle my smoke for me. That's not it. And here's the most disappointing part of that. He has a history of doing that. Larry Robinson, yeah. Again, that was not the flex Jim thought it was. Like, you I see the vision is to come across as a boss and be like, I'm gonna send, my hitters to go do the job. But 38 never questioned your status as a boss. He didn't question your status as a wealthy man. He didn't question your status as a capo. He said you don't rhyme well enough to put yourself in this conversation. You don't rhyme well enough. And what do you do in response to somebody telling you don't rhyme good enough? You go get somebody else to rhyme for you. We're right back to that. I hate bringing up old shit, but we right back to the Dame Dash footage. Dame said, "You're not tough enough to come fight me." And the first move is to go get somebody else to go over there and fight Dame. This is just going left. Like, it's just going wrong. Spesh having the better verse don't mean anything. It's just a verse. Oh, Darren Ferguson, I completely disagree. I completely disagree. Outshining a goat on a song counts for something. I don't know if you rhyme, Darren. I don't know if you rhyme. If you do, I just need to tell you that change that mentality. Change that mentality. You 100% means having the best verse on the track for MCs. 100% means something. Sean Capri, what up? What up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Especially Darren, since the person who decided Spesh had the better verse was Jadakiss himself. That counts, bro. There's no getting past that. That counts. Does it mean he fell off if someone else fights for you? It means you can't fight. It means you can't fight, so you can't talk tough. It means you can't fight, so you can't talk tough. That's what that means. Going to get somebody else to do it, or 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 it could mean that this fight is beneath you. Those are the only two. Those are the only two caveats I throw into that situation. It could either mean the fight is beneath you, or you can't fight. Now here's the problem. When we start talking about the situation specifically between Jim and 38, Jim's first thing is you don't have enough money for me to even talk to you for you to even talk to me, so I'm gonna spare you. That got checkmated when 38 produced video of Jim Jones opening for him at a venue upstate New York. That throws that right out the window. You no longer can talk about money if this guy was responsible for getting you a bag. You can't even do that. If this guy paid you to show up and perform, if it was 38 Special show, or to promote what if y'all are on the same bill, you're getting the same money. Like you especially if you opened the show. I open for somebody, believe that person I'm opening for is making more than me. Bamboo, go check it. It's out there. 38 threw it up there first. Like, bro, who you? I believe the exact quote was, "When you start getting money, Jimmy, didn't you open for me at 1,000-seat venue?" And then he put the clip out. The video's out. Like, you can look it up. It's crazy. I didn't know it, but dude, fucks, it's right there. So you can't talk. You know what I mean? There are qualifying statements in all of this. There are qualifying statements in all of this. Crazy, I know, but here we are. Here we are. Jadakiss says 38 has the better verse. That qualifies 38 to speak on Jadakiss, to speak Jadakiss's name. Not doesn't give him the right to be disrespectful. Does not. And I believe Jada is the only person who can decide if he's being disrespected by Special's call out, which it was a call out. It's not a diss. I see all this 38 Special diss Jadakiss. He called him out. Now, what happened on Joe and Jada? What happened on Bag Fuel? When he started getting at them, talking about these old men, talking about the aroma, selling drugs and yelling on the street. Okay, now we getting a little, and that's where I take exception to what 38 did. I think that was the wrong move. I think he was being made fun of. He felt he was being made fun of. He felt he was being mocked, and he responded in a way that he shouldn't have. I think that's what that happened. I think it's the equivalent of like your older brothers talking shit about you, and you're now big enough to swing on them, and you're not just gonna sit there and let them talk crazy like that. That's a dub. I think that's what we saw, but I think that was the wrong move, and I think that's when we first started drifting over into disrespectful territory from 38 Spesh. Oh, he don't worry, Ferguson. I have every confidence that 38 is gonna throw some work in the pot. Um, Sergey, yeah, right. Why interject yourself? Why interject yourself if it's why inject yourself? Interject yourself if it's beneath you, right? Because Jim is a dude who capitalizes on attention. And we all know that. That's not even that's not an insult. That's a statement of fact. Chaz, me and you both. I do need it to all stay on wax. Nas says step your pen game up. Yeah, I'm 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 with you. I'm with you. Again, This is the thing that kind of gets me about this whole situation. It's not like Jimmy can't dance. Remember that verse he dropped responding back to Pusha T? It was over the Chains and Whips. It was over the Chains and Whips beat before we knew that the song was called Chains and Whips. Like there was that we heard the verse when they played it at like a fashion show, and next thing you know, Jimmy gets a hold of the instrumental and does a response to Pusha T over that verse. Now Jimmy was dancing. Maybe he didn't write it. Yeah, I mean that's always a ghost written verses is always a possibility when we talk about certain people. The story's out. It's not a secret. Very possible that he didn't write it. But go, if he didn't write it, go get that dude. If you owe him something, pay him what it is. Get him back together, and let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Like Jimmy can dance. So I don't understand why we would see anything short of that. Just go do what you do. But dangling a deal in front of like Chunk Bizza and I told my man I'm gonna give him a deal if he bites you. Like bro, you're not helping your case. The case here is that the argument being made is that you don't rap well enough to interject yourself into a conversation about bars between myself, 38 Spesh, and the legend known as Jadakiss. You're not in this conversation at all. It's like pilots are talking and a chef walks over. Like, bro, you don't know anything about what we're talking about. Go sit down in first class, put your seatbelt on, put your tray table up, and enjoy the trip. Like, but you don't qualify to walk up to the front of the plane and start dictating. You in the wrong profession, homeboy. And I get it. I get it. But Jim, the way to get that monkey off your back is to actually rap. Don't sit here and talk about he ain't got enough money to talk to you and whether or not he's wearing a tank top under his hoodie. Like, bro, is this hip hop or fashion over? Like, what we doing? What we doing? This ain't a Sheen ad. This is hip hop. Where's the bars? Get back in there and write something about this man. Handle your scandal. But yikes. That's something else I take that's something else I take exception with. This is another place where I think 38 messed up in my opinion. Bringing age into it. I thought that was a horrible move. I wish we could just get ageism completely out the paint. I think that was a horrible move because now anybody older than 38 is gonna feel some kind of way, and you just lose possible supporters when they see you taking shots at people because of their age. We gotta let that go. As a genre of music, as a culture, we gotta let that go. That it's corny. It's not. To any young MCs that are watching this right now, to any younger rappers who are watching this right now, before you open your mouth to insult someone's age and tell somebody that they need to get out the paint because they're too old, or they need to sit down because they're too old, or rap is a young man's sport, I just want you to remember there's never been a time in this culture, ever, ever, there's never been a time in this industry where grown men weren't dictating what you got to hear, where grown adult people weren't in charge of what made it out to the public. These deals that gave us your favorites were not being put together by teenagers. The guys who signed all your favorites, these were not teenage. The guys who signed off on those guys getting signed, these were grown adult men. So the culture, the industry that you love, maybe not the culture, but the industry that you love has always been run by grown adults. There's never been a time where one of you guys, one of you kids, were in charge. Everything that you've loved and saluted and jumped up and down about and caped for and capped for and rode for was all brought to you by 40 plus year old dudes, like 35 and up year old dudes. Like, bro, you gotta let it go. You gotta let that. It's the corniest argument, and it's the one thing I would have said to 38 if I could, because 38 will tell you in the same breath he's not. He doesn't consider himself a young man. He doesn't consider himself a kid. 38 is grown. 38 is grown. So attacking anyone's age and recognize that a 10-year-old, we're all old. Everybody's old if you're 10, if you're 12, but the level of maturity, as your level of maturity decreases, the way you see the world, somebody becomes more and more old, the less mature you are. Become a grown up, you start seeing it different. I'm grown, I see it quite different. I would freestyle Jim Jones in a circle. Marcel, that's 38 didn't bring up age in that context. It was about what he felt the context. Well, I'm talking about what he said on. I'm talking specifically what he said when he was over at Bag Fuel with Esso and Heineken. It was like these old men, talking about the aroma of drugs in the kitchen, and then when it was Jimmy, it was like these old men talking about drip. Me personally, had I spoken at 38 before that popped off, I would have told him, like, bro, you can make these points without bringing up somebody's age, and it'll land stronger if you do it that way, as opposed to bringing up somebody's age, because it just feels like low hanging fruit, and everybody should be more clever than that at this stage. And it's not like 38 has a young audience. Chaz, exactly. Like the people who dig the same fan base that would enjoy Jadakiss, that would enjoy Fat Joe, would enjoy 38 Spesh. The Venn diagram for that is humongous. They're all sharing the same fan base. The subject matter is the same. The skills are different. Skill level is different. It gets down to preference, but the content and the vibe, the energy, it's the same lane. It's the same. If you enjoy Jada, you'd probably enjoy it. If without all this happening right now, if you are a Jadakiss fan and I pulled up and told you, yo, let me put you on to this kid 38 Spesh, a week from the day I put you on, you'd be hitting my line talking about, yo, good looking dude is the truth, good looking. This is what I've been looking for, good looking. So yeah, it's that's how Chaz. That's 100% right. Definitely does not have a young audience. Um, Kiss versus Specious, LL versus Cannabis with the better lyricists might not win. Sean, I say they get on a track and just air it out. I'm gonna keep saying this. Get these two dudes on the track would have solved everything. And then get some objective people to, who don't have a dog in the fight either way, and get their opinions. But at the end of the day, only hip hop is gonna win because everybody's gonna have a different opinion. You like who you like. You like who you like. Tell you something I told Dame Dash. Trying to get people to unlike somebody that you don't like is the triangle offense of failure. That's like one of the that's just dumb. Like you're never gonna talk somebody out of liking something that they like. Trying to make them dislike some how, Sway? How? How? If you're not a Jadakiss fan, 38 dissing him isn't gonna make you a Jadakiss fan. If you don't rock with 38 Spesh, him airing a track out won't make you rock with 38 Spesh. Like if you, it just that's, if you've heard and decided you don't like it, nothing he can do is gonna get you on that side. Your taste may change, but off the rip, nah, it's quiet. Where's the Biggie pin? Never fall. Never fall. But yeah, man, that's. Listen, I didn't want to beat y'all in the head, but I know I didn't pull up yesterday. We had a important show to go film, and it took me smooth through my 5 p.m. timeline. Wow, the sky opened up in this motherfucker. This is different. Well, so much for going out to enjoy the weather. That's a wrap. Speak should have never. I'm thinking you mean Spesh. Spesh should have never said Kiss was ducking. Get in the booth, throw some shots. Don't be having a press conference. I agree. I agree. I think that's what everybody is taking left. I think that's what's setting everybody off is that duck and talk. But I took that as playful. I didn't take that as no. I don't think anybody really believes that Kiss is ducking. But if you're 38 Spesh, somebody should have told you that Kiss is notorious for taking his time, getting back and doing a verse for people. He just is. He always has been his whole run. That doesn't mean he doesn't do features. It just means like the ones he did probably took him longer than normal to get to. He's always been like that. So, he did. He did. Nino Man did his 1-2. Um, Kind of bothered me mostly because there were like straight insults in there, and I don't think we need to get to the point. Pardon me, I don't think we're to the point where we need to start calling names and disrespecting people. But people feel like Spesh disrespected Kiss, so now they're responding with that same energy. The problem is, I didn't see what initially set this thing off as far as Spesh is concerned. I didn't see that as disrespect. I didn't. 38 should have gotten at 1,000 rappers before he landed on Jada. Yeah, you might want to go check 38's track record. He's not exactly, feature shy himself. Plenty of people have pulled up and rapped with that man. He's got joints from some of your favorites. Definitely. This is something else we forget about Spesh. I hate to make it sound like I'm shooting a bail. I don't want to do too much, but I got to tell the truth. I got to be honest. Spesh is somewhat of a child prodigy. He was discovered by Green Lantern when he was 15, 16 years old. He's been doing that since then. It's and he was brought in by a DJ. That lands different to me in a world where MCs are the ones who are breaking artists. Like when a DJ does it, it kind of lands a little different. So like, yeah, man, it's different. It's different. But I agree that saying that saying that Jada was ducking, saying that Jada was ducking, which I thought was playful, but you're entitled to the words, not people's interpretation. And calling Jada and Joe like old, excuse me, calling Jada, Joe, and Jim Jones old, like I would have advised against that. Me personally, had I had a conversation with 38, I would have 100%. We don't need to do that. That ain't it. We don't need to do that. You can keep that last one to yourself. We don't need to do that. But this again, this is me being objective. I don't have a real dog in this fight. I'm cool with 38. Out of everybody we're talking about, I'm probably the coolest with 38. Like as far as like make a phone call and which one's gonna pick up. Out of Jada, Joe, 38, and Jim Jones, 38's probably gonna pick up, and we're gonna chop it up for a second because he's really outside getting to it. So, but as long as we can keep it clean and keep it wrapped, I say if we can keep it clean and keep it wrapped, I say let the games begin. This would be a great way to ride out the rest of the month into the end of summer. This would be awesome. Oh, I would love this. Seemingly started as joking, but got serious with the more attention it got. Don, I agree, but again, that bro, he's not the one escalating. It feels like other people are, with the exception of when he went on Bagfield. That felt like he was escalating, but it also seemed like retaliation. And if somebody hits you with like a love tap, you know you're responsible for your actions, but you have no control over somebody's reactions. And if you know, there's some dudes who offer a love who respond to a love tap with an overhand right. There's some dudes who respond to, you know, your little love tap with a, you know, a spike. Like it's one of them things. You don't have any control. Yeah, the duck and word got people in their feelings, Sean. I agree. I think that's what happened. Um, I think that's what's doing it. And so now there's Nino Man, there's Chunk Bizza, there's Fat Joe, there's another dude who's jumping in on behalf of 38, and he's talking greasy. Like the bars are there all across, but he's talking greasy now. I'm glad you still have your passion for the music. As I into my 50s, it's harder to care. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens when that day pops up. But my passion is for the culture. And Bango Wolf, I think let the music hit you a different way. I don't think you ever get rid of the passion. I don't think it goes anywhere. I just think there's a lot of noise around you, so it gets a little harder to hear. But I think in here, and in here, it's still in the same spot. You still got it. Hopefully, this channel helps with that. Sugar, that's what we're here to do. That's what we do. You and I both, the team, all the mechanics in here. That's what we're here to do. But you especially, Sugar. I'm looking right at you. Got to keep it rap for show. Looking forward to the response. Crown, me too. Me too. And that's it. That's it. Nothing too crazy. Nothing serious. I just want to see it do what it do. I want it to go where it needs to go. That's it. That's that's all I care about. And with that said, it's Saturday night. We've been rocking for about an hour. I'm gonna let the room rest. Not gonna try to hold the mechanics all night. I know this was a short one compared to how we've been getting down, but I have filming to do on behalf of the new show, the Mech and Gat Show. We are World Star Hip Hop's official podcast. We're their only podcast. We're dropping joints coming next week. There'll be some stuff for y'all to watch. We addressed the Dame Dash situation. I think you guys are gonna enjoy what comes from that. And we had our back and forth about the 38 Spesh Jadakiss Jim Jones situation. And I think we may need to sit down and go over this Jay-Z talk. We may need to do that. But in the meantime, in between time, brothers and sisters, mothers and misses, bunions and ballistas, shout out to everybody. Oh, we got more likes than we got people watching, and that's the goal at the end of the day. Shout out to everybody who lurked and didn't say nothing but respect. Hopefully, you subscribe. We dig it. As you can see, the energy is dope here, so it's a good spot to be. Hip hop heads only, cultural advocates only. If you're a casual, come in here to learn. Um, I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. Again, you shout out to Just. Thank you so much for what you always do and how you always get down. Shout out to B74 for what you always do and how you always get down. And Jersey Open critics and Jersey Open top, excuse me, and you know all the heads in here, all the heads in here. Y'all know what it is. You know who you are. Y'all know what it is. Thankfully, there are too many of y'all for me to name. And that's how I know we're doing the right thing and we're going in the right direction. And I want to say I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'm going to make it worth it. Remember, every dollar that goes into this channel goes back into this channel and stays in this channel. Shout out to Darren from London. Gotta get over there. I have to get over there. I want to perform in London so bad you have no idea. I am dying to get over to London. Crown K, salute. Y'all just make it a point to subscribe, become a mechanic. Come on, pull back around with us on Monday, 5 p.m. I will see y'all over here so we can give our birthday folk a proper shout. B74, I'm looking right at you, and I believe who else? Somebody else had a birthday in here. Darren, I got to see it myself. I got to see it for myself. I got to get over there. I got to get over there and get it popping. I want to perform in London so bad, so bad. Um, yeah, but we saluting birthdays on Monday. Pull back around. In the meantime, in between time, brothers and sisters, mothers and misters, bunions and blisters, this has been the garage home to the Chaz, thank you, Chaz. Pull back around 5 o'clock, 5:30ish on Monday. Make sure you set your alarm so when I pull back up, you'll be able to join me. We getting into all that on Monday. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the room once again because I can never say enough about y'all. Thank you so much. In the meantime, in between time, brothers and sisters, mothers and misses, bunions and blisters, this has been the garage home to the worldwide mechanics. I'm your lead mechanic, Mike Rashawn. As always, likes, hype, and subs. It's the fastest way to show your boy love. Enjoy your weekend. Please be safe out there. God willing, I will see everybody on Monday. The garage is now officially closed for the evening. Y'all be safe. Peace.